Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome. It's Wednesday. We're here. It's time to do some video gaming. I just got back from the PO box where someone sent in a case of cherry balls. Which is exciting. I don't remember the last time I've seen a bottle of balls. But yeah, I don't know. We'll get that cooled down. Maybe try that out. I'm gonna try that out Friday. I don't know, something like that. Gosh, what else is going on? Dragon's Dogma 2 is out tonight. There's a video of that up. I've been playing a little bit of that lately, and not as much as I would like, but definitely putting in some time on it. Yeah, well, you can only post 20 minutes of footage until the game is out and all this other stuff. So there's a video with 20 minutes of footage, give or take. Up over on YouTube right now, if you want to check that out. Guard.bike is probably the fastest way to get over there. That game seems real good. It's hard having, not finished it or anything like that, but like, the early parts of the game, I don't know, it feels like it's honoring the very specific feel and style of that first game really well, but also not necessarily. I don't know. It feels like it's modernizing things around the edges. I guess things that are making. I don't know. It feels like the menus are a little bit easier to deal with and whatever else. But like, it's still like I don't know. It's still got its kind of specific awkwardness. It's got its specific style. Some might call it janky, but it's not. I don't know. It's janky's not really the right word here. It's though there's I don't know. I've seen some people complaining about performance on PC. And it's a little uneven, I guess. Right now, but it feels very fantastic. And it didn't happen in the video. It happened like 3 times, almost in a row, like almost too much. But like the first time I saw it, it's a little interaction that happens automatically. Like after you clear out some enemies, like you're running down the road and there's some goblins and you're like, oh, what the fuck? And you kill them all. And then you're kind of walking and your pawn is standing right there and your walk slows a little bit. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Why am I not moving? It's because you reach out and fucking high five your pawn, go like, yup. And then you fucking go. And it's so sick. It's so fucking fantastic. Just this good little moment of just like, murdered those motherfuckers. Let's go. It's really good. Yeah, I don't know. That game's just got such a it's got such a charm to it. And I think that stuff from the first game kind of shines through. It feels like they honed that vibe of the first game. They knew what, like, and I don't really know that I even consider myself part of this cohort. But it feels like they knew what real Dragon's Dogma sickos needed to get out of that game. I don't know. And went in that direction, but not in a way that necessarily makes it less approachable. Is it more approachable than the first game? Probably a little bit, but I don't know. I might chalk that up as much to the changing tastes of players over the last decade as I would, anything they did to the game itself. I think when we think about the games that have kind of risen to prominence post Dragon's Dogma, or even just around that time, like other games that kind of did it better. The way that Monster Hunter finally kind of cracked through in the West in the following years, and just like I said, the changing tastes of players, I think, will be better suited to meet Dragon's Dogma this time around than people were last time. yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna play some more of that. The Horizon, they sent a code for Horizon Forbidden West on PC, and I was like, oh yeah, I actually super do want to see that. And got my hands on it, and it's not an early unlock code. It's a here's a code for when the game is out, and I'm like, okay, that's still cool. Like, thanks to Sony for sending stuff over. But it was like, oh, okay, all right. So I still have to wait. What is it? 21 hours. So, got all excited because it said like, there's no embargo, and I'm like, oh, cool. I'll stream that this morning. I'm like, oh no, absolutely not. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm here. I got a few things installed that we haven't really looked at, and some changes I made to my capture setup for consoles and old games that I kind of want to fuck with a little bit. Maybe we'll get to that if there's time. But I also got a hot tip to the podcast inbox that there was a location in my area selling an energy drink that I had never heard of. And so I took a little trip this morning to the P.O. box. And while I was out there, I picked up a can of Rat Bastard, which this is not quite the Like a Dragon font, but it's kind of close. It's got a rat on it, and he's appears to be wearing a fucking bad guy mask. And it's 0 calories, and it is blood orange. Our cans are infinitely recyclable. Even a rat bastard cares about the environment. You should too. And then it says over here, energy drink, get up, you bastard. Like, okay. And then of course it's got an American flag on the back, a little, the mark of a lower end small batch energy drink, I find, is always the made in the USA sticker on the back that's like, fucking, we're making energy drinks in America. So I don't know. I figured I would try this out and see what it's all about. And we put it on the list. So why don't we do that? And then maybe we'll play some, I don't know, I have some Contra, some 64. Play a little 64. You know anybody that would, when they were talking about the Nintendo 64, they would say, yeah, man, we're playing that 64. I feel like I knew like 1 or 2 people that would say stuff like that, and it always seemed insane to me. And not just because it made me think of the Commodore. Like, okay. Are we playing Stroker? What are we doing? Okay. A vague orange scent, like not super strong. This doesn't taste like anything. There's nothing here. There's no. It does not taste like a blood orange. This tastes like, I don't know, chemical-laden water. With an incredibly, incredibly faint orange-ish. No, I don't know. I feel like I'm imagining the orange. And instead it's just this, not a lot of taste, and then this kind of sharp, I guess we'd maybe call it an alkaline-like flavor, like a... this is, I'm bummed. Because this, like, it's carbonated, but it doesn't taste like sparkling water. it just kind of tastes like a whole lot of nothing. And then on the aftermath of it, the aftertaste, the back end is like this chemical smorgasbord. Yeah, not especially. I'm gonna say not especially impressed. Let's just get this on the list, and then we can move on with our lives. I mean, you know, you could drink it, but why? I mean, it almost like it's a 0. It's almost like an incomplete. Like it's hard to like imagine where to rank this on our list. Which I think you can get to by going to energy.guard.bike. I think I set that up. The energy drink list. Like it almost gets a 0. There's almost like a except for the chemically kind of taste on the end is not, it's not good. It's not good. But it's a whole lot of nothing. And so like I'm inclined to say, you know, like it's in the, if we're really thinking about this in terms of like why would you drink this? Like it has to be pretty low. Like there are drinks that go into the negative. And so I would rather drink this than a sugar-free Cult or a Faxicandi Booster Juicy Agrim for sure. Because that's like actively killing you when you drink it. G Fuel Tetris Blast is like a disease for your tongue. This is not that. This is more like, but like you know, the Wired X344 was not terrible. Cotton Candy is actually terrible though. So maybe we found it. Maybe this is the spot right here. Is it worse than Rip It Energy Tribute Active Mandarin Live Wild Lime? What? Rip It Energy Tribute Active Mandarin Live Wild Lime. It's a great name for a drink. I'd forgotten about the full name of that beverage. So this is pretty, you know, yeah. So it's like we used to think of Zoa Fruit Punch as kind of our Mendoza line of like the good and bad, but like this is worse than Bang Miami Cola. It is, yeah. It's I would rather drink this than Ghost Bubblicious Cotton Candy. That much is clear. Cotton candy don't get wet until it's in your mouth, said the insane clown posse. And they would know. Okay, what is this called? Rat Bastard Blood Orange. Okay. Throw it on the list. It's our new number 139. Congratulations to the Rat Bastards at Rat Bastard for, I mean, the can is way better than the drink, and the can's not even that great. Yeah, that's a
bad bingo.
Bad beverage. Bad beverage. Oh, yes, not good. All right. I'll show you a little 64. It's been a bit since I've played it, so like I kind of need to get back into it. Because you get everything set up and you're like, wait, what was I doing? It's got that kind of aspect to it here. Okay. So this is going to kind of immediately look like a mess as soon as we get going on it. 64 is not necessarily an idle game. It is more like you're kind of setting up a factory and putting machines in the vicinity of other machines, enable those machines to help the other machines, and so on and so forth. But really what you're doing is you're getting these cubes. And as the cubes break, you get resources of various colors. There's also a concept of digging down deep. So initially your cubes are all this color here, this kind of black. But as you dig deeper, you start finding different resources in the depths until they're kind of all more this color. And then occasionally you get some chromalit in there, and these hell gems mixed in with your beta pyline. And I can click on the cubes to break them. I can hold down to break cubes. But, I've also have machines in place that are clicking the cubes for me. And these little lines coming off of my cursor are machines that are out of fuel. And so your resources are used to buy new machines as well as fuel some of your existing ones. So we can hold down the Alt key and get a better look at it, and we can go in here, we can click on these things to refuel them, to put more hell gems into these things, and all the other resources we need to keep these pounders pounding. And so it becomes a game of maintenance more than anything else. Especially with some of these machines like the hell gem injector, which wears out real fast, but helps you break cubes more quickly, and so it's kind of worth it in a weird way to do that. Let's get that one. And then over here I've got a bunch of resource converters that'll convert between my different colors up here. I have not done the math on this, but it seems like there's no downside to really just kind of doing this, and you need basically your cubes go from the Karenite cubes to starting to have more Elmarine, and then eventually some more Canatite. But as you dig deeper and deeper, you don't see these resources anymore, and so the only way to get them becomes to convert your beta pyline into the other resources, or to create a new machine and have it start digging all over again. And so, let's see if I can. Whoa! What is that? What is that? What's happening here? The fuck was that? All right, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. But the cost to build a new extracting channel goes up every time you place one down, and so it seems like just infinitely building out is not really the option here. Also, there's a bit of a conversation happening down here where the player character over time is just so fixated on clicking on these cubes that you've forgotten everything else. Also, if we go all the way up here, I'm scrolling up. If that's not obvious because there's nothing here for you to see. But if I keep scrolling up here, there's this. And when I click on it, it does that. And it is listed as hollow rock. So, yeah. We have enough resources for an upgraded excavating channel, so I'm going to scroll back down to our thing. And I'm going to convert one of our level 1 extractors into this level 2 extractor. Which one am I going to use here? Maybe this one. Yeah, let's do what is that? What is that happening? What is this? What makes a zapping noise when I rub my mouse over it? That can't be good. And it's happening more often. Okay, we'll put our another extracting channel. We'll plop it here. It's an upgrade for your existing machine. And so now that creates cubes 2 levels out. And so you see that I kind of get these other cubes here. Some of them are outside of the range of my pounders. And so that's a consideration as well in terms of what you build and how you build it. And so I've got what seems like a good system, a good setup going here. I'm trying to think if there's a good way for me to walk you through it. But, okay, so this machine here will dig the cubes out of the earth. And it will work when you basically hold the mouse down on it. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to hold your mouse down on it. And so you build a valve. You build a valve or a pump. This is a level 3 pump station. There it is again. What did it do? I don't know what that does. Okay. Anyway, this valve here keeps this thing pushed down, so it keeps the cubes coming up. And if you want it to come up even faster, you can put these coolers next to it, these little fans, next to your pump, and that will help them come up more quickly. Or I'm sorry, the coolers actually work off the main channel thing, the main extractor, not off the pump. You can kind of see the power lines that they'll let you know what you're adjacent to, and everything only works 1 block away, basically. Well, our big refueling station has run out. We got to fuel that thing back up. Okay, where was I? So these little turbines, these little fans here will help the cubes come up even faster. But once they come up, you still have to click on them to get the resources. And that's no good. So there are 2 things you can do here. Two different types of machines here that make that easier. This zapping thing is really freaking me out now. First we have our, what are they called? Destabilizers. And this is a level 2 destabilizer here, the D3 machine. And what this does is it makes it take fewer clicks to bust up adjacent cubes. So fewer clicks to bust a thing. Now, you also have these entropy resonators, and we can afford an entropy resonator 2 here. So we're gonna buy a level 2 resonator somewhere. Let's see. Is this a level 1 here? That's okay. We're gonna put it right here, and that will bust things up better. And so these resonators here basically do the clicking for you. And so you have to decide, like, okay, what am I going to build? Where am I going to build it? How are these things going to work together in order for the numbers to just keep going up? And then you have to kind of try to build what you envision as an efficient layout that lets you achieve that goal. And so my layout is probably not the most efficient, but it seems like it works pretty well because I've got these extractors on both sides of this pump, so the pump is serving both of them instead of just one. And I've got the destabilizers all around it so that it takes as few clicks as possible, and then that keeps the next one coming up, which is what you want. Oh, can we afford the Hell Gem Oscillator? We can. So this will upgrade that. And that'll make some of this other stuff, I guess, take fewer clicks if I'm manually clicking on it, which, why not? And so I'm sure there are, like, more efficient versions of this layout than what I've built. There has to be, right? There must be. There's got to be a better way. But this is what I've settled on so far. And it just kind of pounds it out, and I don't know. I don't like this 6th element showed up relatively recently here, and these ones dissipate if you don't have a place for them to go, so you have to build these containment vessels in order to stabilize them and keep them from destroying themselves. Let's get another batch of conversions going. It's pretty satisfying, all the particles flying around all over the place. so at this point in the game, I think I just need to sit here and just keep refueling these machines. And that is where some of the efficiency probably comes in, is because these machines here, these ones over here, the underground silo, will automatically refuel all the machines around it. So if I could figure out a better layout that allowed for more of those silos, then I would have fewer things that I needed to manually refill. And maybe that would be a way to be more efficient than I currently am. I guess. And that's 64. And you hear you hear machines doing machine stuff and all the pounding and everything else that's happening. And it's funny because the story over here happening in the lower left corner is all about a guy losing track of time and being like, oh, I was going to come over, and then I got into clicking these cubes, and then like by where we're at in the story here, he cannot remember his own name. He can't remember the name of the person he's texting with. And that person won't tell him, and so that's, you know, it's a neat little story in a game that doesn't really need a story, but it also kind of serves as sort of a tutorial in terms of like explaining to you a little obliquely that something is happening. Like, hey, something changed that you should pay attention to. Like the story thing is good for that. But the first couple of times I played this, I definitely was like, I'm gonna load this up and see what's up. And then like fucking 4.5 hours went by. And I was like, oh no. It is not the most complicated game in the world. You know, it's no Factorio, right? But it's not quite an idle game either. Let's build another containment vessel. We're gonna always need to have to store more chromolit. Oh, I need to fuel it with a health gem. I think the sounds of the cubes breaking is very satisfying. It just sounds nice. Ah. Yes. When do you learn the terrible truth about what's going on? I don't know. I guess, you know, like, I don't know. Maybe I should, like, relocate my operation up by the hollow rock and see if that does anything. Maybe that would be a way to go. I thought I heard an underground silo coming up for refueling. I was right. Gotta refill that. Gotta refill that. Gotta refill this. We don't have enough of these ones to build a new channel, so we can't start building another digging operation just yet. And so this is where I am. This is where I'm at with it. I kind of fell off it a little bit because I'm not exactly sure what to do from here. Like, kind of the only thing I can think of is to, like, migrate my operation up north near where the big rock thing is and see if building next to the rock does anything. But then now we loaded it up, and now those weird electricity waves are showing up with like bonus resources in them or something. And so I don't know. I don't know. That one needs to be refilled. We need more in the Hell Gem destabilizer. We need to refill that entropy capacitor. This runs out fast. Between the Hell Gem injector and the entropy capacitor being right next to each other, like it's these two burn through resources really quickly. So what I should probably do is put an underground silo near them. Oh, this pump ran out. I was like, why is there an empty space here? It's because that pump ran out. But I would need to figure out where to put that refill machine. I guess I could put it there, but then this pounder wouldn't have anything to pound if I put it right there. I could put it here, and then it would, you know what? That would actually probably be that's probably the right answer for this specific situation. Where's the silo? We're going to put it here in the middle. And then that'll be a little bit less upkeep on these specific devices. Can I afford any of the interface over here for picking machines, I think, is pretty terrible. Okay, we can afford another industrial destabilizer, so we can upgrade some of these bullshit destabilizers, these bullshit level 1 destabilizers here. Oh man, it's chewing through resources so fast that like the refill machine is already almost empty. But that's still better than the alternative, I guess. Let's go kick off another wave of this. Fill up these machines. Oh, one of our containment vessels ran out of juice. We got to refill that. We got to refill this underground silo already, which is slightly disappointing. So that's that. Like I said, I'm not really sure where it goes from here. I don't really have the answer to like what do I need to do next to kind of like unlock the next set of machines or something. I guess there are some machines that I have not plopped down yet. Like this catalytic refinery. What does that do? Consumes adjacent broken resources. After accumulating 1,024 resources, it releases everything with an additional bonus. The amount of the bonus increases with each consecutive release, reaching up to 100%. If no resources are consumed in 16 seconds, the effect resets. So I guess I would put that... See, it's like I have to put that also near some cubes. So maybe I could put that... Well, these cubes are not getting broken very often. But I could put that, like, there. And then I guess it would absorb the resources of these three as they got broken. And then when it got full up, it would release bonus stuff. I guess. Is how that works. I think. Maybe. But I need a lot of everything to build that. I don't have enough stuff to do that, to build that yet. And that's how I know I'm not playing efficiently, is because I get the impression that like you could cruise through this game a little bit more quickly if I was building better. But my mind, I'm not built to squeeze the extra efficiency out of this setup, and so I don't know. It's very tempting to look it up. It's very tempting to look at screenshots of it and just see what someone else has built, which I'm sure would just be like, oh, which I did look at a screenshot like not long after I played, but because I hadn't unlocked any of those machines yet, it just looked like gibberish to me, and I was like, okay, well, I don't know. And I've forgotten what that looked like. But it seems like that would be a way you could go, right? Is to just go look at. I'm sure that, like I said, I'm sure there's a screenshot on Steam right now that I could go look at that would make me go, oh, I'm a dumbass, and I need to tear everything down and build it this way instead. And then I would, do that or whatever. But yeah, this feels good, I guess. Oh, one of our containment units has failed. I like the design of it. I like the look of it. This is in dark mode, which is still kind of bright, but like by default, it is much brighter, eye-burning white, which I think that's actually a better look for the game overall. But like, it's a bit much. Okay, let's start thinking about expansion. Well, actually, you know what? We're just going to put another entropy capacitor here. Oh, but that's not... Oh, man, this thing's fucking empty already. No, what am I going to do? What am I going to actually do? We want an entropy resonator too. The entropy capacitor is murderous, but like you have to refill it too frequently. So I'm tempted to just go with the level 2 here. Let's put that over here. And so that level 2 is going to bust these cubes faster than the level 1 was, basically. Okay. Click on that, refill that. Refill that. Do another one of these. And I could probably build way more of these converters also to make this operation a little more efficient or quick, or I feel like there are aspects of it where I'm slow playing it and not necessarily on purpose. We can afford another industrial destabilizer, so I'm gonna so I'll show you when you don't have a pump that's automatically clicking your things down. This is how it works. Like I kind of hold down the mouse on it, and then it starts bringing the cubes up. But you see, as I let off, it starts to let go. And so we'll refuel the pump, and then you'll see these pumps go down and start working automatically without me having to hold on them. That to me is kind of like the purest representation of how automation in this game seems to work. Of like, hey, this was a thing you used to have to hold the mouse down on, and now you do not. More or less. Oh, we're running low on these guys. That's not good. I've been in resource crunches multiple times over the course of playing this. But because you're kind of always moving in the right direction resource-wise, like it feels like these conversions tend to always come out in your favor. Like basically you're burning beta pylene, which you get in massive quantities by the time you've dug down deep enough to where these cubes are completely made of it. And then you're able to convert that into basically the original kind of black stuff. And then you take that and you can convert it in these ones to get more of the blues out of it. Blue? Blue. We're going blue. It's not purple, right? Could be purple. Looks blue to me. I don't know. Indigo purple? Okay. Purple. I find it a pleasant color, this specific shade of purple, or at least as far as my eyes can see it. All right, refuel that. Refill that. I guess might as well do another batch of this. We might as well just do another batch of everything here. That just gave me a lot of hell gems. That little zap. So yeah, you can see why this game is pretty cool. I don't know. It's really neat. I don't know. It's such a fucking weirdly specific fucking thing, but like I said, it's not necessarily an idle game. Because I feel like I'm spending so much time like micromanaging these cubes, and I think there's eventually another tier of machine that will automate better. And so it probably does become something closer to an idle. Like I'm doing way less now than I was at the beginning of the game when I had to manually click on the cubes and manually pump the cubes out of the ground myself, right? So like as you get access to more and more machines, you're getting access to more and more automation. And I'm guessing that by the time you get to the end of the tech tree or whatever, you have basically fully automated all of this stuff. But yeah, it kind of straddles that line between a factory game and the optimization puzzles of a factory game, and kind of the numbers go up aspects of an idle game. Is there anything else cool we can build? We still don't have enough for this refinery. We're gonna need a lot of these purples for the refinery. But we've got pretty much everything else. I could stand to build one more containment vessel so that it'll be easier to maintain a high number of chroma. You see that this number going up and down, like I said, it's because these numbers, this specific gem will dissipate if you don't have a place to put it. And that's what these are for, to store them long term. But I could, you know, like I haven't built any of these level 2 coolers here. And so this is an efficiency thing that if I guess I could rebuild my whole operation around these, because the level 2 fans here triple the flow. So basically one will do the work of 3 I have 2 in each one of my setups here, and I don't know, you know, I can see the pattern. I can see where the thing loops and repeats, where I've kind of built the same thing over and over again with like very little variation. And like I said, all of it starts around, there's a pump here, there's a pump, or there's a cube pump here, and a cube pump here, and a pump in the middle of it. And it all kind of mirrors out from there, and then that mirrors back onto itself from there, and then that mirrors back on, you know, like, so that you could kind of infinitely stamp this layout on top of itself, and you gain some efficiency by doing it right next to each other because the machines are close enough to work next to each other. If that, I'm sure that makes perfect sense. But since that level 2 cooler does the work of 3 of these, I could not have 2 of them and instead only have 1 level 2. And if I did that, then I would have 1 more space to put a different type of machine in the mix. Because the other thing you're doing is, like, you're putting machines down where cubes would normally come out of the ground. And so there is a trade-off on, like, okay, I want fewer cubes because I need these machines, but because these machines help me break the cubes faster, and I'm putting down things that make the cubes rise up out of the ground even faster, I am, like, my net output is still increased, even though basically each one of my pumps is only pumping 2 cubes out of the ground. Until I upgrade to a level 2, and you see this level 2 pump over here is creating these ones, but my operation is not set up to click on this cube over here. So this cube just sits here forever, basically, because it's not near any of these pounding machines. So this cube will sit here for all of time unless I come over here and click on it myself, simply because the way my stuff is configured is not conducive to that cube getting clicked, basically. But as I rubber stamp my operation and fill in the spaces around it, those things will go away because they'll be full of machines for the most part. Again, you know, perfectly easy to understand. You know, a child could. And that's it. I don't know. Like, it's neat. I have played it for about 7 hours, according to Steam. So, I've seen people say, you know, that they finished the whole thing in like 10 hours, I thought. But, like, that's what makes me assume that there are levels of efficiency that I am nowhere near. We could use a Hell Gem extractor. We could use a Hell Gem destabilizer right there. Right there. Because now we're getting Hell Gems out of this. And if you have a Hell Gem, it takes a lot longer to click these cubes if there's a Hell Gem in the stack. But if you have a destabilizer that's specific to Hell Gems, and you plop it down right here, then these two will be a lot easier to bust if they happen to have Hell Gems in them. Naturally. Of course, right? I mean, duh. Okay. I don't think I have anything more to show you. Oh, wait, we can afford the Hell Gem destabilizer. We'll plop it down here. And now when these cubes have Hell Gems in them, they will be busted mad fast. You You see I have a Hell Gem Destabilizer here as well. Also, it does not run, there's no offline progress, which, considering how much you need to refill the machines, wouldn't really work anyway. But what I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to do is explore what's happening with this rock up here. Oh. It's a good noise. Looks like it would let me put this here, but... Ooh, I can finally afford a level 2 cooler. I haven't bought any of these yet. But I'm not going to get one, because I don't need one. Maybe I want to try this catalytic refinery, but... I don't think I need the level 2 cooler yet. Or if I'm going to do that, then I need to really rethink the entire build. The entire operation needs to be... I need some graph paper or something. But yeah, the rocket is they mentioned the rocket's mentioned in this little narrative thing here really early on. Like basically it's like, there's someone that's like, where are you? And you're like, I don't know, there's nothing here, but I know there's a big rock up to the north. And that's kind of the hint you get to scroll up and be like, yep, sure enough, there's a big fucking rock up here. Yeah, here it is. Well, turns out I can move around by using WASD, but there is nothing interesting around except this strange rock up north. And here is said strange rock. So maybe if I'm just digging near the rock, something will happen. That's probably what I'm going to do next. If you're a strange rock lover. Then this game is for you. Okay. When you first start the game, destroying... Well, so I think it just got patched in, the ability to move... to just move things. Before, you would have to break them and rebuild them, and I guess now you can just move things around. But basically, like, you know, at the outset of the game, you don't get your resources back when you break a building. You have to buy this building over here, the disassembling tower, and as you upgrade it, it basically sets it up so that you get all your resources back when you break a building. So at that point, now you can, you know, I can just break all this shit and move it. But now I guess I can hit the E key here and just straight up move this machine, which is crazy. Oops. Now I need to break this cube before I can put this machine back down. And it's got a bunch of hell gems in it, so it's taking forever to click on. We've really boned it up here. We've really fucked it up. We've really made a massive mistake here. We're going to break this cube so that I can move this thing back here. Any minute now. It's gonna happen. I can feel it. There. We broke the cube and we placed our thing back down. Well, I mean, I gotta refill the machines. I mean, I can't just not refill the machines. So yeah, I sat here at night for like 4 hours straight. I'm like, I need to turn this off and go to bed. I need to do something other than this. I need to, and that time was taken from me. That time was stolen from me. But the cubes are good. That's 64. If you like clicking on cubes to find out what's in the middle of them, then what else are you gonna play? I mean, there's really nothing else out there. No other cubes to be clicked on these days. Let's look at Contra. I played Contra a little bit on the Steam Deck last night, and that seems like it could be an okay way to play this. But I'm not, I guess I would say I'm not especially sold on this game, to be honest with you. I have purchased some perks, or I guess maybe one perk. Yeah, I guess I got a few here. Oh, these you get for owning other Konami collections on Steam. If you enter the Konami code at the title screen, it does not give you 30 lives. Instead, it unlocks the ability to purchase 30 lives in the shop. I discovered that last night in bed playing this on the Steam Deck. Now, I will say that the shop is not something you use. You do not use real money in this shop. You earn credits for playing the game. So put the knives away. Or get slightly duller knives, I guess. Because yes, in a world where you could buy credits, in a world where this was a premium, like a cash shop, that would be it. You entered the code and unlocked the ability to purchase 30 lives with real money. That would be a thing. That would be... You would uninstall video games from your life at that point, I think. You'd be like, all right, yep, nah, that's... Nope. In fact, fuck it, dude. You know what we're gonna do? Hang on a sec. We're going to search. I've never done. It's been a while since I've done this while streaming, so I don't know if this is going to be. We're going to search for the number 798 in Cheat Engine, and then we're going to go play the game as normal. Level 2, base. Auto level up means our guns start at level 2.
Hope they don't mind if I borrow a hover bike. No time to waste. Put it with me.
You're still playing, like, it does these camera things in this bike level where you are like, oh, fucking great, thanks. Picked up the spread gun, but then the other gun fell out and it picked that back up, and then the spread shot scrolled off screen because we're on a fancy bike. Sucks. I have not been doing well at this stage. I've tried this a couple of times now, but I was playing on Steam Deck, and I was like, well, maybe I'm just not seeing the shots because of the smaller screen or something. But we'll see. Cool.
Go baby cat. Don't shoot! Not one of them. Not anymore.
I found the voice acting to be not great so far, and yeah, I don't know, man. This game just seems fucking dull. Like, the first level is a kind of a remake of the first level of Contra with some twists here and there, but
that's why I'm getting out now. So how about it? Can you get me off this island, please?
Strap in, Merc. Help me find Red Falcon's lieutenant.
Bub.
No way. You don't understand. Someone let me out. They're trying to kill me. I gotta get out of here.
This guy for real?
Crab Meats in chat says it looks like a dumb mobile game. Yeah, like.
See?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, kinda.
Get out of here.
Well, you still owe me.
I'm just finding the action to not feel great. But, you know, like I was talking about on the podcast the other day, like it's at some point for me, the question becomes like, what do you actually want out of a new Contra game? You know, like, you want Metal Slug. I don't know, like, what's up with the soundtrack? Yeah, I mean, this is their, fancy, intense take on the bass music from the original Contra, right? So, yeah, I don't know. It's not great. Also, I think this level is super bad. Look at this. Don't show the characters from these angles. They look terrible. Ah.
Defeat enough enemies, and the bonus pod indicator will appear below your health bar. When you need a weapon,
I got it right where I want. Yes, sir. I won't be long.
The tutorial voice got cut off by some story voice. Just terrible. Just terrible.
Looks like a dead end. Stop moving. Off the way.
Base like this has to have a data center or something, right?
So, you know, you can carry 2 different weapons, and at any point I can kind of pull the left trigger and, like, I guess overload the weapon. It will destroy the weapon in my inventory, but it will do something resembling a super attack. But it doesn't. None of those have been great. So I. Also, did we outlive the music? What happened? Did I break the game by not acting on this tutorial thing that they're giving me?
One more down.
Because I don't need to spend that meter right now to make a weapon appear, but that fucking thing sure as shit won't go away. What is this? Is terrible. Like, the angles on this look so bad, and you're still moving and shooting and stuff. So it's like, but it's so confusing because it's still just this 2D game. All right, we got back to we found the music again. We got back to the hallway where the music lives. It feels like I've been doing this for an hour, dude.
Up ahead. That looks promising. Lieutenant, has he had work done?
Great.
Big mistake.
Oh, okay. Where's that gonna go? What is even happening?
Not done yet.
Oh, okay. It was not immediate. That big beam, it's not immediately clear to me where that thing is supposed to be hitting. Like, I guess I need to watch the ground because it's got kind of, you know, it's like hitting the ground there or whatever, but like. Okay, that's hitting right there. So, okay, that there just sweeps, so I need to not jump there. Well, whatever. Okay, I do still have another life left. I thought that was going to be it. I was like, well, fuck this game. That tutorial thing is still there. I even used it. I even hit the button once, and it's still showing up.
Some kind of monster.
We're here, Major. Sounds like Red Falcon is using biological weapons technology.
Oh, shit.
On the positive side, we located their data hub, and Lance is hacking it now.
That's generous phrasing. If anyone at HQ has suggestions, I'm not above asking for help.
Looks like you're in. We'll begin analyzing the data.
There's another facility north of your current location, just past a local village. This data suggests it's a laboratory. Our best shot at information regarding those gravity waves.
Village? Can't still be civilians there, right?
Officially, they evacuated after the meteor shower, but we already know that report is less than accurate.
Don't love the sound of this.
Heads up. I'm accessing security footage of an unknown operative. You boys aren't alone.
We'll be careful.
Regardless, we'll head for that village and let you know if we find anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. We'll go back to our search here. We'll search for 1109. Let's see if that narrows it down to anything. Okay. I see 2 addresses that meet our requirements here. Let's just try changing one of them by throwing an extra 0 on it. That didn't do anything, so let's try changing the other one. Sometimes the numbers in game don't update immediately. So, like, the math in the back end might work out, but the display might not. Yeah, see? So, look. So, it seems like it's letting me purchase it. We'll lock both these numbers down, and we will... There you go. Now we're gaming. Now we'll turn off the lockdowns on those numbers so that it doesn't do anything weird next time I gain credits. Let's try this village stage, I guess. So you can still only pick 2 perks. So if you want to have 30 lives in a stage, you still have to, like, spend a perk on that. Take damage without losing level 2 weapons. Retain special weapons after death. Like, ideally I would take both of those, but let's have 30 lives. So we've got, what do we have equipped? We have perk 30 equipped. And we'll make them automatically level 2 when you pick them up, I guess.
Let's attack aggressively.
Let's attack aggressively, that guy just said. So on foot, this more closely resembles a Contra game. So I'm playing with an analog stick because of the aiming stuff, but I'm finding it really, like, the crouching becomes way less precise when you are using the analog stick. And so the temptation is to just use the D-pad and go with, you know, 8-way shooting and movement and stuff.
Trying something. Rapid rounds coming up.
Yeah, I don't think this game looks especially good. Like, now that we're kind of 3 stages in, and I feel like I've seen a few different looks for it. Like, this just has, like, a... This feels like it came out the same month that Strider game came out on 360 and PSN. And that's not necessarily to say that game's bad or anything like that. In fact, I kind of like that game, but... But this just feels like a PS3 game. I'll put it to you this way. As someone who has been playing PS3 games lately...
Hey kid, are you from this village?
Running at higher than normal resolution. If you told me this was just a full screen copy of RPCS 3, I'd be like, yeah, all right.
You shouldn't be here. You're not what you think.
Kid's making us look bad.
And now that I have 30 lives, I feel like I really don't care. We'll see if I can burn through them all, I guess. By playing super carelessly. But yeah, that's not... I'm not talking shit about that Strider game. I'm more meaning just in terms of, like, complexity models and, you know, like that sort of stuff. I can still shoot during the cutscene, even though I'm not on screen. Still shooting. I have this dash. It's the animation on this dash looks so bad. And one of the perks will give you some invulnerability on that dash, and so without that, I'm left wondering why is this dash? Why does this dash exist? What's my favorite Contra? It is probably Contra 1 or 3. You know, I don't know. I don't feel like that's a especially controversial take on it. The first one or the SNES one?
We meet at last. You're the 2 warriors who've been tearing through my men.
You the guy in charge of Red Falcon?
I am Varamis, the Vanguard, bringing order and justice to this planet.
Just had to post about this island vacation first, huh?
And who are you? 2 soldiers? To stand against my unstoppable forces?
We're Contra, the Earth Marine Corps' finest.
I think I like Contra better when there's not really much of a story other than, I don't know, there's an island and Red Falcon. There's something very, and maybe this was the lore back then as well, but there's something about the very nature of them saying, we are Contra. Like, no, the game is Contra. What are you talking about? You guys are just dudes. Like, the idea of Contra being an in-world thing and not just the name of the game, for some reason, really fucking feels wrong to me.
Contra. Is that so?
Leave this island!
Well then, Contra. I will look forward to...
We're super Contra. We're Earth Marine Corps' finest. We're Contra 3, the Alien Wars. Earth Marine Corps' finest. We're Super C. What's the C stand for? Come. No, wait, Contra. Sorry, fuck. What did I say?
I mean, we were headed that way already.
Oh, right. You need a vertical. Yeah, of course. Waterfalls. Oops. Oh, I didn't lose a life for that. That's interesting. I guess.
You guys are Contras, right? Bet you could climb right up those rock walls by jumping on them.
We are Contras. Thanks. Are we Contras or are we Contra? Why not just put a, like, okay. I'm going to assume that there's going to be a lot of wall climbing later on in the game because otherwise, why not just put a platform there and not have the ability to climb like that one wall? Whoa. Okay. Electricity. Want to go to the alternate universe where these guys are saying, we're Sandinistas. Apparently I can grapple this ceiling as well. None of this wall grabbing stuff feels good. This feels weird. Oh, right. Yep, yep. Haha.
You'll pay for that.
Heavy machine gun. You know, maybe this game just needed some voices when you pick up a weapon or something. Maybe that would have made it cool. Hell truck. Oh no, it's a big weird scorpion thing, I guess. Or... Right. Yeah, sure.
Wasn't expecting that.
I highly recommend taking a special weapon into battle. In desperate situations, overloading a weapon just might save your life.
Let's try it. Let's overload this weapon. Oh wait, we died before it could happen. So that's okay. So I overloaded the homing weapon and it made 4 Vic Vipers show up on screen and sort of shoot for a while.
Big mistake.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, this is what I mean when I was asking, like, what do you want out of Contra anymore? Because I look at this and go, like, okay, like, it's sensible. The way that they probably came to the conclusions of, like, okay, we want to advance. We're going to look at original Contra, and we're going to take the boss fights and the level design and a lot of those things, and we're going to expand upon it. And they did that, you know? It's like, that was your, you know, there's your waterfall stage. They took the fall damage out of it, seemingly, so kind of neuters the thing that made that thing the thing.
What's that?
And then here's a boss with weird whippy arms, and we did a version of that boss. You know, the first stage had a version of the base that you fight at the end of the first stage of original Contra as well. So I see if you were sitting down and trying to just like literally iterate on the game level by level, and maybe they move away from it more later on. I mean, the bike level is not a remake of... Honestly, that bike level sucked so much, though, I would have rather see them try to make a take on the behind-the-back base levels of the first Contra.
A creature from beyond the
Instead of
stars.
just like, we're going to play the music from that stage, but kind of a bad version of it, and you're going to be on these shitty bikes. Like, cool.
Hey, you're the kid from before. What are you doing here all alone?
What are you doing with just a knife? Where's your shirt?
I am Ariana. My people protected this island for thousands of years. After the meteors fell, the village was attacked. I've assumed my tribe's sacred mission.
Then that man, Varanus.
Not a man, but yes. He is a being from another world who arrived that night. He controls the Red Falcon soldiers, as if they'd lost wills of their own.
You catching all this, Doyle?
I am indeed.
Commander, this is the situation we were afraid of. I'll continue my investigation in the field.
Understood, Lucia. Try to link up with our Contras once you arrive.
Where's Varanus now?
He was too fast. I lost him in the climb.
That big ugly monster came out of there. No telling what else is going on.
Riser's correct. For the time being, your mission is unchanged.
Like, if they're going to call them the Contras, are we then meant to believe that they are the historical Contras? And these two guys took out the Sandinistas? Is that where we're at with it?
See if there's any leads on gravity weapons in the lab.
I'm coming with you.
You sure, kid? It's gonna get gnarly in there.
It's not any safer out here. I don't think we have a choice. But don't let her out of your sight.
Sheesh. Ray graduates academy and you're already adopting another one, huh? Relax, Pops. This isn't Uncle Bill's first rodeo.
There's no time to waste.
You heard the kid.
When does Oliver North go to jail? Where's that cutscene? Well, it's interesting because she's like inherently has fewer options than the other two characters because she doesn't have, like, these other two characters have specific perks. So I can make him have a higher double jump. I can make him have limited invulnerability during dash, but she has no character specific trait in the perk tree. Unless there's something in the shot. Okay, there we go. Increases slide distance. Which we're not going to take anyway. But and get this this perk 30 here. Auto leveled guns.
Their days are numbered.
Like, she can't possibly be worse than the other guys.
Just in time.
Hi, Ariana. I'm Daniel Henriksen. I watched that footage of you in the village just sliding past bullets. You're amazing.
Oh, this seems like maybe a good stage to have her if that slide's any good. But I guess the dash would probably work just as well there. Good. Good, good. Sticking to the ceiling sucks. This is like, it makes every jump annoying. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know. This... So now we got weird zombie guys. Okay, sure. So I'll play through this stage, I guess, just so I, you know, if I finish this stage, then we never have to do it again. I guess, like, the other thing I say is, like, all the stages feel a little too long. Like, everything just feels, in this game, feels like it drags on. So it's like it overstays its welcome on top of... Can I... No? I can't slide under that? No, because that would have been cool if I could do my cool slide. Okay.
This might be better.
Well, great. When you play arcade mode, you know, obviously arcade mode's going to skip the story stuff, but it seems like you know, are expected to play through the story mode first, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's like Contra. It's like, see, this is why I like playing those. This is why I really like doing the ranking thing and ranking all the 8-bit NES stuff, is because otherwise I would play this game and think, yeah, well, I don't know, maybe Contra's not that good anymore anyway. You know, you'd play it and go like, I guess this is Contra. Yeah, maybe this was always Contra. I don't know. It's kind of shitty, but maybe Contra hasn't aged well anyway. But no, having just recently played Contra, it's still really fucking good. It's still really playable, and it is still probably, I don't think it's a nostalgia thing to say that I think that game plays better than this one. A lot of the control and stuff in this game feels very imprecise and crummy. Like this stuff of like, oh yeah, sorry, you accidentally fucking stuck to the wall, and now how...
Okay, team, I'm on site. Just found an entrance. What's the situation?
Are you with those two men?
Not quite. I'm here on orders from X-Flow.
X-Flow?
Outsider. I have no reason to trust any of you. Contra, X-Flow, these names mean nothing to me.
Don't worry, lady. They mean nothing to me,
The two are
too.
more connected than you think. Contra could not exist without X-Flow.
I suspect
What,
you have
dude?
some interest in this island, beyond Varanus.
Afraid I can't really say. But Varanus poses an interstellar threat to our planet, so X-Flow is very interested. Evaluating that threat is why we're all here, remember? Time to get back to the mission.
We will remain allies. For now.
I suspect gravity weapons are only the beginning. If you find any information, radio in.
Gravity weapons? What does that mean?
I could have just done this right from the outset and not stood around waiting for her to talk, but I thought a door was going to open or something. Well, do I have to just go here and then jump down? Yeah, okay. I don't think those zombies are gravity weapons, lady.
Keep fighting!
Oh. So you want me to stick to the ceiling for that one? Those are gaps in the ground. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it looks great, but yeah, whatever. What else is going on? I don't want to fucking talk about Contra anymore. I want to finish this level and then we'll move on and do something else. I like Contra. I don't think this game is good. All right, okay. I don't care. I don't care. I don't have to care. I think their attempts at having the camera rotate and stuff also all look really clumsy. Also, yeah, them wanting like, is it $40?
They're trying
That's
to create
crazy.
a giant monster.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Overloading the spread shot creates a barrage of ricocheting bullets.
Well, great. That did a lot. Ricocheting bullets sure really saved my ass. Thanks for the tip, bub. Master Hand is back. And he's pissed. Do I think they can make a good Gunstar Heroes game these days? Yeah, sure.
Wait. No.
Sure. What, yeah, they could.
I'll keep fighting.
But again, I think a lot of it comes out, a lot of the situation is like, what are you looking for out of that game? Like, what is your hope out of a modern take on that? That is, that's going to give you the feeling you had when you played that game originally. And yeah, the Gunstar Heroes, they did the GBA thing, and there's like that.
Sorry if I'm late. Impressive work, though.
And those are questions I don't have the answers to because I'm not a game designer. Like I can posit like, oh, maybe this would help, but like I ultimately, I'm not going to pretend to, like, the last thing I want to do is sit here and go like, I can make a better Contra game. Like, probably not, dude. Like, that's why I'm sitting here going like, I don't know what, like, if I was faced with like, hey man, make a new Contra, I can't tell you that I would do anything different than this. Like, oh, well, let's evoke levels from the Contra people like the first one. Let's do that, Like, that's probably the thing I would sit down and start with. I don't think I would allow a character to be named Henriksen and then the first time he shows up on screen, it is like the words Lance and Henriksen are really close together in a way that you're like, I'm uncomfortable with this.
This seems promising. Data regarding an object with massive energy readings.
I don't think I would let it get bogged down with story. Maybe that's something I would do differently because this stuff seems
the gravity anomaly was no weapon at all.
Shitty.
You must locate the X-type artifact.
Like, Contra doesn't need to have story and cutscenes, and so if you're not gonna do it well,
I'm well aware of the implications.
Then probably don't do it.
Hey, X-Flow. Care to share with the rest of the class? What's an X-type artifact?
Well, X is going to give it to you.
Our data indicates it's an extraterrestrial object brought to Earth thousands of years ago. There's a lot we don't know, but it definitely houses an incredible amount of energy. If it's on Galuga, it's likely what Varanus is
I'm on
after.
Galuga. I'm super fucked up, baby.
Does this look familiar to you?
That is the Lemris, what my people call the seed of the gods. It's why we must defend the island. It's sealed in a sacred temple deep in the mountains. Only a few of my tribe are able to open the gate. But after my village was attacked, they're gone. The Lemris cannot be reached.
We need to at least try.
Even with Ariana's help, crossing that mountain range?
Come in. Do you copy? Damn it, Raza, where are you?
We copy, Stanley, but we're a little busy at the moment.
I found the GX army. We've been fighting monsters. I could really use some extra firepower.
Monsters? Yeah, turns out Galuga has a real alien problem.
My men collapsed, like they've been shut off. Falcons loaded them onto a train and are transporting them into the mountains.
What the hell?
A train?
So, you guys up for a rescue mission?
Train, huh? Sounds like we found our ride.
Sending our coordinates.
You saw the readings, gentlemen. We now know without a doubt that we are under threat of an alien invasion. Does this warrant reopening the G initiative?
This scenario is the reason the protocols exist.
I'm afraid the underlying technology still eludes us. In early trials, that is.
We'll need Henriksen's finest minds dedicated to the project.
Yes, of course.
When do I get to kiss one of these guys? This is the slowest visual novel I've ever played. I want to meet and fuck these weapons dudes. Ice Train. Ooh, Ice Train's in this game? I love that guy. Anyway. In arcade mode, you can decide to play old music if you want. So if you want to play Contra with Castlevania music, you can. I hate this. I hate this. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. This is so wrong. It's so wrong. It's just fucked up, man. I don't know. It just feels like a crime.
Scanning in progress.
That's Contra. Yeah, what is there to say about it? Yeah, Jade says offensively average. Yeah, like I guess so, but it does like that does have me thinking about like that specific problem, right? Of like what would you do to make a new Contra? And again, this is it's $36 right now for the next little bit here. But it's a $40 game. That's too much. That's way too much. Like it just does not seem like a good game. Having played through those stages and messed with it a little bit beyond that, like I don't like their storytelling. I don't think the action feels good. I don't like the graphics. I don't like the way the characters look and move. There's just a lot of stuff like that. You're like, I don't. Yeah, I guess maybe puts it into stark perspective here. Wolf in the chat says, Helldivers 2 or this. I can't decide. Like, yeah. And like, there is, they did put out that Contra compilation. That's on Steam. How much is that? And if you own that, that's a way for you to unlock the music in the new Contra if you want to play the old music. That's $4 right now because of, I guess, the spring sale. It's 80% off for that Contra compilation. I don't remember those compilations being amazing, but like, okay, so that's $4 for arcade version of Contra, Super Contra, the North American and Japanese versions of Contra. I assume for the NES, they're like unwilling to spell out exactly which versions we have here. Super C, Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Operation C, which was the Game Boy game, Contra Hardcore, Super Probotector Alien Rebels, and Probotector, which I'm guessing that's... I mean, Probotector is just regular Contra, but in Europe. And then is Super Probotector Super C, or is that Contra 3? Anyway. And you play as robots instead of dudes for German reasons, right? I always thought that my understanding is that was always the, like, Germany had different restrictions on violence than other nations did, and so in Europe they just said fuck it and put out Probotector instead of Contra and made them robots. But I guess I can't say that with like 100%, but yeah, it was Germany, right? Yeah. Germany was the country making everybody put robots in their games. They're like, oh, violence against humans? Absolutely not. You don't blow up a robot. Fuck it. Who cares? Like, I get it. I get it, man. Fuck robots. Especially as time has gone on, I'm much more like, yeah, man. No, actually, yes. Fuck robots. I'm gonna run to the restroom and definitely not go fuck a robot. And I'll be right back. And then we're gonna try to hook up something weird and see how well it works. So hold tight. Hi. Oh, man. Whew. Really fucked the shit out of that robot. Oh, I mean, had a good trip to the bathroom. Okay. Let's try and do this. Jump through some hoops here to turn all this stuff on. And hopefully it will all just ingest the way it's supposed to. There we go. Oh. Okay. The keyboard that I have hooked up to my Mister is sitting in front of the TV at a kid-friendly level, and my kids just come in and mash on the keyboard. And so every time I turn on the Mister, it's always a mystery. What core will be loaded, what menu will be up, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to try to reset it here. Oh, that's not working the way it needs to. There. I'm using a web browser to control it. All right, let's reset it. Okay. So I've got this thing hooked up to a RetroTink 4K. Which is pretty fucking cool. I'm going to run the updater script because it's been a little bit here. Let me just run update all real fast here. Oh, it's going to run. The RetroTink 4K is pretty fucking sweet. It has a Mr. specific mode that is kind of like not in every core on the Mr. But basically, the RetroTink 4K is something that will upscale and crop your, you hook up old game machines to it generally. And the Mr. is like got HDMI already, so you're like, why would I do that? Well, you can output kind of just base level analog signal out of it directly, and then let the RetroTink handle the scaling. My understanding is generally you get a little bit of a faster, little less latency that way, but also it will automatically crop and scale and do everything it needs to do on a core by core basis, which is really fucking neat. Is it rebooting? Yeah, it's rebooting. What did it take? What were the... That's what I get for running the script this way and not SSHing directly into the Mr. and doing it that way. But okay, that's going to reboot. That'll give us time to grab this real quick. Hang on a sec. So basically what happens is the Mr. will send a signal indicating basically the format of the video it is sending a little more directly. And the RetroTink will read that frame and go like, oh, okay. And it will crop the image appropriately and kind of do everything it needs to do a lot more automatically. And it's really cool. It's really cool. I've been using this this Saturn controller with analog sticks lately on the Mr. And it's working pretty well. It makes for a good N64 controller. Weirdly enough. But it doesn't work plugged in. I wanted to just run it wired because I just don't trust wireless controllers. And it does not work wired, which is weird. Okay. I'm going to also change the... Where's the remote? I have like 9 different remotes here. On this one, we want to do this and change over to HDMI so that I can see the PlayStation image here in front of me. Okay. Now let's see if I can do this and then that. No, do this and then that. There we go. Has the Saturn core gotten better? Yeah, absolutely. It's being updated pretty frequently lately, and so it's been getting better. It still needs some more work, but it is it's going places for sure. We need to change this to that. And I need to take these headphones off because... So this could be a latency nightmare, but I was playing it just directly on the TV and it was working out reasonably okay. But I have my my Guitar Freaks guitar here. And I am going to play some fucking Guitar Freaks, dude. Okay, I gotta take the headphones off. Anyway. But I am going to try playing on the monitor here first before I switch to the TV, because with the way this is split out to the capture card on the TV is not ideal. I might need to buy some more gear or even replace my capture card at some point. So let's start with something easy, because I'm, the latency might be too
play
fucked.
mode.
The game audio too loud. I can turn it down a little bit.
Normal. Select music.
Little cutie pie, make you feel good.
Good.
Oops. Wailing combo.
Good. Cool.
Cool. You want Scanlines? We can do it.
Stage clear. You're the greatest.
They might stream weird because of some of the resolution changes that are, between the TV and the stream and everything else. Like some of that
Select
stuff might
music.
look funky, but let's play a little more. I will say that the latency is actually like pretty fucking good for what this is like through kind of standard old, like previous scalers I've tried and playing these games on modern TVs and how shitty that can be. This actually seems okay.
Good. Cool. Cool. Good.
Oops. This game is great. This game is why when we went to E3 that year and heard, hey, someone has a guitar game here and it's Red Octane, the people that make all those bootleg dance mats, we were like, what? Okay. Well, let's go see it.
Music.
Because, we had imported Guitar Freaks and we're playing the shit out of it all the time. Little Cool Joe. I might fuck this up. Rhythmically, it just is. If you don't get that rhythm, that specific strumming rhythm of this game, it will fuck you the entire time.
Stage clear.
Also, this guitar is double strumming ever so slightly, which I guess makes sense considering how old it is. But it's a shame. I do have two of them. I should grab the other one, and maybe the other one will work a little bit better. Let me go to the website and input my my password so I can register my score. But yeah, so talk about latency. Let me mute the capture card here so it's not. So this is the Mister with a snacks adapter hooked up to a real PlayStation controller. So this is hooked up to the Mister. The Mister is plugged into the RetroTink 4K. The RetroTink 4K, it's in direct video mode, so it's HDMI, but it is technically spitting analog over HDMI through some kind of weird fucking like magic that the Mister can do. The RetroTink 4K receives that signal, scales it up to 4K, and then spits it out to a 4-in, 1-out splitter that I also have my PlayStation 5 hooked up to and my Switch. And so it's it's like a 4-port splitter. So I have it going into that. Then it comes out of that and goes into a splitter that splits whatever that thing is sending into 2. And then from there, it goes into the TV and it goes into the capture card. And then the capture card has a pass-through on it. And the HDMI out of the capture card is plugged into the monitor in front of me. So I can get video, and theoretically I should be able to get audio here as well, but for whatever reason, the audio, I don't know why that's not working. And so I have it spitting out to both the TV and the monitor simultaneously. I am playing with the video from the monitor and the audio from the TV. And I'm still, like, able to play it. So, in terms of, like, latency... Like, this setup should suck. This setup should be trash. This setup should be latent to the point where you're like, oh, this is a bad thing for games. Like, this is a bad way to play this stuff. But even despite running through 2 boxes, splitting at one of those boxes, and going through a capture card and all that other stuff, I am still able to actually fucking play Guitar Freaks on it. It's kind of fucking crazy that it works. And yeah, ideally the splitters are not adding any real delay there. I mean, when I was working in an office, we tried a bunch of different setups with splitters, because everything had to go to so many different TVs and so many different things. But there were definitely like times when we were playing old games. It was just like, oh, this is like unfucking manageable. So instead of selling Guitar Freak's second mix just as a standalone thing, they sold it as an add-on disc for this. So you had to buy the first game in order to even be able to play the second game. Now, I think what I need to do here is I need to go here and manually tell it that the CD lid is open. And once that's the case, I think I can go in here and put the second mix disc in. And then go back here and close the lid. And hit start. And it'll reboot to the second mix disc. This is one of the great reasons why owning a PlayStation 2 is great, because you can just buy third mix for the PS2 and it has all of the it has a lot of the first and second mix stuff in it. And we can enjoy some ska. Finally. Fuck. Here's where we lose. Yeah. Fuck. Hard. I would fuck that up a lot, normally. Oh, did I not unmute the fucking capture card? Oh, well. Well, maybe we'll try it again, see if we do better this time.
Select play mode. Normal.
All right. See if I can do any better this time, but I doubt it. Yeah. Here's where we lose.
Game over.
Oh.
You set a new record.
Very out of practice on some of these songs, for sure.
Select play mode. Normal.
This is so much more like, you know, when they started bringing DDR to the US and they would start inserting, or even there was something about the way that they started trying to do more and more like cover versions of real songs that really rubbed me the wrong way. Because like the thing I love about these games all these fucking songs. Hard. It's just I'm so out of practice with this stuff. Man.
Game over.
It's been a long time since I played any second mix. Usually, you know, like when I would pull it all back out, I would go for the Gitadora or whatever on PS2.
Mode. Normal.
Let's see. I need to take it down a few notches to some easier songs, I guess.
Hello, darling. Wow! Hoi!
Woo! Woo!
Stage clear. You're the greatest.
Sucked it out there at the end.
Select music.
Huh. Just a feel good hit. Just a feel good hit, huh? Yeah. Get off just a little bit and fucks you up for 2 or 3 bars.
Stage clear! You're the greatest!
But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm trying to assess the latency along the way here. I generally it feels good. I don't know.
Music.
I feel like if latency was off, I would be missing way more. So I'm chalking it up to just like skill of just like it's been a very long time since I've played any of these. Let's lose it, Jet World.
Good.
Oh.
Game over. You set a new record.
Felt like I was kind of dialing that in a little bit. And then they give you different songs on Expert, right?
Select play mode. Expert.
I just don't know that I like all these songs. Like some of these songs are not great. How long till I pull the dance mat out? So I have a USB dance mat, not a that I would probably pull out. That I've been looking at for a year and a half or something. Fuck me.
Game over.
Let's try Parappa. Yeah, you want to try Parappa? Let's take a look at Parappa. See how, yeah, I mean, that'll probably be another good latency test. And that'll be even, you know, now I'm also playing with a wireless controller, so we'll introduce another fucking strange variable to the equation here. If the keyboard was closer, I could do this much faster, but here we are. It's been a while since I've played Parappa. Remember when Sony would put out games? Remember Sony published Parappa? Jumping Flash? Jammer Lammy? Remember when games like this used to come from major publishers?
Phew, Jet Baby was really awesome.
Jet Baby was really awesome.
Yeah. He can probably beat Superman. Shut up. Boy, he sure is my hero.
All right.
And I'll take a giant spicy fries, giant vanilla frosty, and cherry pie.
Do I not have... Okay, what do we want to do for buttons here? We're going to go... What will be more comfortable? Oh, I think we need to do that. Oh, you know what? I don't have the controller set. That's the problem. It is still set to snack. I need to set it to, I guess, DualShock. There. I remember importing this game and being so fucking stoked. And then hearing that they were going to bring it to the US was just like, really? Cool. Great. But yeah, it's kind of just been a while since I've played it, so it's sort of like I want to test the latency here, but also what if I'm just fucking bad at it now?
Well, what do we have here? Plenty of munchies for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only munchies, but a little bag, all dressed up for us. Ain't that right?
Right.
Right. What do you say? How about if you and I go for a little walk outside, huh? Let the punks stay and eat their food.
Stop it!
There's no need to fear. Because Joe Chin is here.
Hey, it's Joe.
I have traveled the 7 seas. I have crossed every mountain known to man.
Fuck
and
Joe
I know that
Chin.
the mighty powers that I have are enough for jerks like you. I shall put on my magic gloves of glory and shall take you on a cruise to destroy all of you. Now, let me tell you of this one incident at this coffee shop where there were 4 jerks instead of 2.
Oh, here we go again.
Let's go.
Bye now.
Bye.
Wow. I need to become a hero too.
That's right. Parappa bring with the hands, B.
Do that? Yeah, I know. I gotta believe.
So let's see. I mean, I got, 2 screens here that could theoretically have different levels of latency on them. So I'll start with a monitor, see how that does.
And to acquire skills that are necessary for your goals. Are you ready, young one? I shall give you my best. But first, let's see if you can challenge my right.
Kick, punch, it's all in the mind. If you wanna test me, I'm sure you'll find the things I'll teach ya. Sure to beat ya. Nevertheless, you'll get a lesson from teacher. Now kick,
Kick,
punch,
punch,
jump,
jump,
block.
block,
Once more now, kick,
punch,
jump,
jump,
and block.
block.
Don't get cocky, it's gonna get rocky. We're gonna move down to the next jockey. Now duck,
Duck,
jump,
jump, jump, jump.
tongue,
Turn, turn, turn.
pause. Listen carefully, jump,
Jump, jump.
pause,
Hold.
duck, block. Duck, duck, and turn. Turn. Yeah, I see you're getting better. Kick to the limit in order to get her now. Kick, punch. Kick, punch. Chop, block. Chop, block. Chop, kick. Chop, kick. Kick, kick. Punch, block. Punch, block. It's gonna get harder now. Duck and jump. Duck, jump. Duck, jump. Turn and pose. Turn, pose. Duck and turn. Duck, turn, duck, turn. Jump and pose. Jump, pose. Jump, pose. Come on now. Why don't you follow my words because we're almost done. I'll make it easier first. I wanna see if you wanna see what it means to be the man with a master plan. Are you the man now? Here we go now. Kick, punch, block. Kick, punch, block. Chop, kick, block. Chop, kick, block, 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 block. Block, turn and kick it. Block, kick. Block, duck, punch. Duck, punch. Duck, punch. Duck, duck, turn. Duck, duck, turn. Turn. Jump, kick, chop. Jump, kick, chop. Chop, 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 chop. And punch, punch, punch. Punch, punch, punch.
That's it for today.
Good job, Parappa. You can go on to the next stage now.
Yahoo! All right. Now.
So that's pretty playable. I don't know. That's not entirely dissimilar to how I feel like I would do playing Parappa for the first time in a while on a CRT. Like sometimes there's things where you're like, I totally nailed that rhythm and it didn't register it. Like Parappa's just always, I don't know, finicky. Alma says, there's a really old and bad video of the guy from Parappa doing a show at a PlayStation thing, and you're on the stage. You won an jammer lammy little doll, I think. So no, that was a guitar. So that was the jammer lammy launch party they held in New York.
It's a great day today.
And we went out for that.
So what do you guys want to do?
And they put on that whole concert. I had a lot to drink.
Need a car to get anywhere? Yeah.
And so was about halfway in when I was up on stage. I think I did not. I think I was smart enough to not have most of my drinks until after the competition because I knew they were going to. They told us they were going to have a contest. And I won that contest and won that guitar. And then I got back to the office and there was another one of those guitars sitting there because they had sent out guitars to people to celebrate the launch of Jammer Lammy. And so I had two of those guitars. And they're real guitars.
Not only that, it's a convertible.
They're like little Fernandez, like they had little speakers built into them. And so you could just kind of turn on the speaker and play that way.
Sure. Only if all of us can go.
Of course. Come on, girls.
But also they had regular, you could plug them into an amp too. And so I was not in a band, but I was helping out a band, and I wrote a couple verses for them, and you know, when one of the guys couldn't show up to rap, I showed up and did his parts for a couple of shows. And we thought it would be funny if because the band had two guitarists, and so we brought the Jammer Lammies out, and they both played on those, and they're functional guitars. They fall out of tune like crazy.
Man, if I only had a car and
but they're fucking rad. One of them basically fell apart, like the switch broke and the pickups are a mess. Yeah, so like they would need work to be kind of functional again. But yeah, no, they're cool.
You want to learn how to drive, huh?
Yeah, they're smaller than the average guitar, so yeah, it's not surprising that they
handle it. Try this rap.
But like we restrung them because the guys I was in the band with, one of them worked at the local guitar shop, or I guess music shop.
All right, we're here, just sitting in the car. I want you to show me if you can get far. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Brake. Now step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. When I say boom, 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 you say bam, bam, bam. No pause in between. Come on, let's jam. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. I'm glad you know which way to go, but it ain't gonna stop me. Here we go. Check and turn the signals to the right. Check and turn the signal to the right. Now turn to the right. Now turn to the right. Check and turn the signals to the left. Check and turn the signals to the left. Now turn to the left. Now turn to the left.
Yo, you rapping awful.
Ho, 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 stop the car. We got an emergency, can't you see? Do you know why we stopped the car? Do I know why we stopped the car? Yo, gotta do it again.
Yeah.
What?
What? I don't know. Like, I'm tempted to say that there is some latency, but like also it's been so long since I've played it.
Just sitting in the car. I want you to show me if you can get far. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Now step on the gas. Step on the gas. When I say boom, 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 you say bam, bam, bam. No pause in between. Come on, let's jam. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. I'm glad you know which way to go, but it ain't gonna stop me. Here we go. Check and turn the signals to the right. Check and turn the signals to the right. Now turn to the right. Now turn to the right. Check and turn the signals to the left. Check and turn the signals to the left. Now turn to the left. Now turn to the left.
It's hard because also the temptation is there to just play to the audio and not the video.
Emergency, can't you see? Do you know why we stopped the car? Do I know why we stopped the car? Yes. What? Yes. What? Do you know why we stopped the car? Do I know why we stopped the car? Yes. Yes. What? What? I forgot to close the door. You forgot to close the door.
See, like this game is just I guess I was just never amazing at it to begin with.
Check and turn the signal to the right. Check and turn the signal to the right. Step on the gas, now turn to the right. Step on the gas, now turn to the right. Check and turn the signal to the left. Check and turn the signals to the left. Step on the gas, now turn to the left. Step on the gas, now turn to the left. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Do you know why we stopped the car again? Do I know why we stopped the car again? That's because you just got your license. Yes!
The problem I had with this game always was like I'm trying to like rhythmically like the thing they're asking of you on the screen and the way the lyrics should sound are sometimes two different things. And it results in this weird situation where it's like, you know, like plenty of times, and this goes back to the game launching, you know, where it's like, oh, I feel like that sounded perfect. And then it says, no, that sucked. You did it wrong. And that was always a really frustrating thing with this game.
Parappa.
And so that's why it's hard to use as a latency test in some situations because of that, right? But I will say, I'm fucking this up the same way I always did. So with that and being able to get through those two stages, I'm willing to say that the latency on here still feels pretty good. I do have I have a Mr. Laggy, which is a latency tester that I need to break out and hook up and then I can just get a raw number and I'll just know. But I haven't set that up yet.
Where are you going with my car?
But that's kind of always, that's the problem with Parappa, right? Is like, there's aspects of it that are kind of weird. But like, I don't know. I guess the N64 core is theoretically done. It's not perfect, but I guess it's at a point where it's kind of like, hey, the Mister, it's kind of crazy that the Mister can run this at all. And the developers like said like, hey, there's not much more I can do to fix the last remaining bugs and timing issues that some games have, because it's just not going to be possible on the Mister. But it runs a lot of games really well.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Let's go.
What's up with this dickhead? Oops. Whoops. Oh, well, screwed that up. I guess this means I lose now, right? Surely. Oh. Suck it, turtle.
Here we go.
So this is a case where like this core doesn't seem like it's set up for the automatic cropping. So with the RetroTink, I can hit this button and it will auto crop on vertical and be better at filling the screen. Dude, look at Mario's eyes. He's hella stoned. The other thing, I guess, I might not be running the profile that I tried to set up here. Yeah. So, let's see if this breaks everything. That'll look washed out on the capture, I guess. But, HDR for old games is kind of fucking cool. Especially when you start messing around with Scanlines and stuff like that, because you're brightening up the image and then you're technically kind of darkening it down with Scanlines. We can also turn on variable refresh rate and that should still capture. The only thing I can't do here with the way this is rigged up is deep color, which is, what is that? That's like 24-bit color depth. I forget what the exact thing is, but that will break because of just HDMI fucking bullshit and all the splitters and all of that stuff. Like this will not work. But generally when I'm playing on the TV, I will have it basically like this. And it brightens up the image really nicely. That like because I'm not streaming in HDR, it's then trying to tone map the HDR back down again, and that's fucking weird. And so it's just, you know, it's just not meant. You're not meant to do that up and down shit. But like, I don't know, let's fuck around with it a little bit here. There are a ton of, so, you know, you can make your own different profiles and stuff for Scanlines and whatever else. And so we can go into this, and these are meant to be used with real N64s hooked up via S-Video or what have you. And so there aren't really, or if there are, I haven't seen. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there are any like Mr. specific profiles. And maybe someone will make those eventually, but kind of in the meantime, it's like you can go in and turn a bunch of weird shit on. But like these are meant for, you know, like generally speaking, these are meant for analog signals. But I wonder, you know, like we could do. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. But we can just go in and just kind of go into generic kind of CRT emulation and go like, okay, let's say that this is a Toshiba AF44 4K SDR. We'll see what that does. And that's probably gonna, yeah, so that's gonna switch it over to a different input. So we'll have to go back to this and reset it back to HDMI. But once we get there, you start to get different images. I don't think that looks very good. For, you know, it's very dark. Look, if we were, so that's why if you turn on the HDR, you can kind of offset some of that stuff. And so I, you know, the profiles and the scanline stuff, I've not spent a ton of time messing with yet. Oops. But we're gonna go with SDR because we don't want to stream in 8. We can't really stream in HDR. So grayscale and gamma calibrated. And also, I'm just not an expert at this stuff. So like, I'm looking at this and going like, I don't even know what the fuck this means. Let's go with this one. And see what happens. We gotta again go back in and set it back to HDMI out. So it's kind of a different take on the scan lines there. Might be better off to do something other than N64 as well, which, you know, is going to look a little different. Oh, it's not. I thought that this would. So we're kind of in the middle of a lot of the Mr. cores being updated to better support the RetroTink and automatically do this vertical cropping. So I'm going to hit this, and it will do it automatically. Which sometimes the auto cropping can be a little finicky and be a little weird, but you see it's kind of filling the screen now and scaling up properly. But looking at the stream to see, like, because sometimes scan lines, you know, you get wrong ratio, wrong whatever, and sometimes the scan lines look all fucked up, but this actually looks pretty clean. Well, I don't know, like, if you don't like these scan lines, there are a billion other things to tweak and settings to fuck with. And so people that are big CRT guys and big scanline aficionados are really falling all over themselves about how good the RetroTink 4K is at doing this stuff. And so I'm waiting for, you know, I'm waiting for those people to do even more work and, you know, eventually get to a point where these, you know, and there are a lot of, like, there are a ton of these profiles, right? I mean, there's scads of them here. But like, let's try. HD. Well, we don't want to do HDR because that's, again, anything tuned for HDR is probably not going to. Let's try that. And now we'll probably have to go back because, again, this is meant to be coming in over SCART, and because you're meant to be using real hardware for this stuff, for these profiles. And so that just doesn't look like much of anything. I mean, the Firebrand stuff, I think, are color profiles, right? Firebrand has been doing, like, some of Firebrand stuff is in emulators. Like, because the NES has a weird palette stuff where it technically doesn't have a palette of its own, and different TVs would display the NES in slightly different ways, and blah, 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 blah. But we can also crop to just auto crop to 4:3, which is handy in some situations. If you are a fucking lunatic, you can do this. But generally, the vertical auto crop will get you where you need to go. But again, like, that's something that they're building a lot into the Mister. The way the Mister interacts with this stuff to where it will automatically do the cropping that it needs to do on a per core basis, which is fucking crazy, and really neat. So, but like it's the sort of thing that's hard to stream because the HDR, like turning on HDR and getting that brightness and then using the scan lines with HDR actually is the thing that kind of makes it all sing. And you know, streaming can't really stream in HDR, so you're kind of missing out on the point of a lot of those features. But I can change profiles here back to. That's going to look real fucking crazy. So that's with HDR turned on. So this looks good on my TV, but on the monitor here, which is weird because the monitor is technically does support HDR, but it must just be getting tone mapped by the capture card. That's why we're seeing it this way. If we go in here and turn this off, this should look better. Or more appropriate, I suppose. The FreeSync stuff can be used to, you know, prevent tearing. You know, there's like going to be weird, you know, 5997 versus 60, or, you know, some of the different things that can lead to tearing when you're playing old consoles and all of that sort of stuff. And it's been pretty fucking rad. So I'm going to use this with, well, you know, if I ever fix this CDI, then the CDI will be plugged into it. I am probably going to, my Dreamcast is in the garage. A lot of my old consoles are off in storage. Like, I moved them out, but my Dreamcast and all my Dreamcast games are still here. And I was thinking about bringing that in and trying it out. And running that through it. I have my Saturn and my 3DO in here as well, but they're not currently hooked up. But, you know, SCART connections and all that stuff look really great. And it's just a very convenient way to do all this stuff. Will I be playing NES games Friday on the RetroTink? No, because I'm interested in getting retro achievements and all of that stuff as well. So, like, that's why I haven't been using the Mister as much as I used to, is because of retro achievements. I think that's just kind of a cool thing. But the RetroTink 4K seems like it is kind of the end all be all for now. You know, until I don't know what would be better at this point, but the RetroTink 4K seems like it does the thing well enough now that a lot of people are saying, like, oh, you know, I don't need my CRT anymore. I'm just going to use this, and the latency is good enough that I can do this, and you know, kind of finally getting there, which is kind of crazy. Some of these platforms, you know, obviously, like, so the Mister cores need to all be updated to better support the features that the RetroTink 4K can allow. And a lot of those cores have not been updated yet. Like, I know someone, I think a Birdie Bro has been going in and updating a ton of the old cores little by little to make those changes. So this is a weird one where, like, when you open the menu, the aspect ratio changes. And so that's kind of a weird one. I can you know, kind of lock it down to an aspect ratio and kind of fix that. But so, you know, you can take a $500-ish Mister and a $750-ish RetroTink 4K and finally enjoy quality video games on, you know, for you know, finally play great video games. The time is now. Ugh. You see it occasionally freaking out there, like the auto crop is like fucking up. But that's, you know, this core has not been updated since 2022, so it is ancient by Mr. standards. And is in bad need of attention. But we can load up Amiga games and run them pretty well. Anyway, I'm going to get going. But yeah, this thing's really cool. This thing's really fucking neat. The RetroTink is really fantastic. Plugging it into the Mister is great. And yeah, maybe I will do a video kind of showing the weird capture setup I have right now. Like, it's in flux. Like, I want to change it more, but it's the capture card situation is bad. I just saw that AverMedia put one out, or no, Asus just put one out that seems like it might be the best one currently, but there's been so many trade-offs in modern capture cards that it might not be worth it yet, but who knows? You know, you're trying to capture a PlayStation 5 with all the bells and whistles turned on. It's expensive. Anyway, I'm going to get going. Everybody have yourself a good rest of your Wednesday, and I'll be back Friday to rank some games. Take care of yourselves. See ya.